things that I found a huge advantage was there's something I want to achieve, actually trust myself to float into a time when I've achieved it. And from that time of having achieved it, actually, I then like to go a little bit further. So I've not only achieved it, but I've achieved it over time. So I feel really good. But one, I then feel good about the journey because I have that feeling of success. But I find I'm in a much better position to plan how I got there from the future rather than the present, if my brain is getting it.
Yep, that's what works.
Can you take people through something that will get them to play with that?
The answer is yes.
And will you?
No, yeah, of course you can. It is a matter of knowing, and they're mechanics. It's a matter of knowing what the mechanics.
No, it is. Yes, absolutely.
Of it are, yeah. So for lack of a better word, I guess it's technique. And to know the following thing is, NLP is based on two major hunks of, let's say, information.
Yeah.
The first one are skills. So you've got to be able to have some skills and know what the skills are and be able to use the skills. Now, those are language. You got to use the right kind of language, even if especially when we're doing timelines. Like I wouldn't want to say to you, think about something in your mind that made you feel good. Now that's okay because you're going to go back and search for something. But I'm going to say 6 out of 10 times or so, you're going to have a problem finding a time because the way I asked you the question, you're looking for something, but you're not getting the feeling of it because you're not in the present moment. You only really feel things in the present moment. If you remember feeling good, that means you remember feeling good. You might see the smile on your face. You might remember the activity, but you don't have that feeling, that kinesthetic going on at that moment in your body. But if I said to you, think about this, I know there's something that makes you feel really good, and I wait, you're going to come up with something in your mind really fast. You don't know that I know what it is, and I don't know what it is. But just by the way I asked you the question, because I asked you that and I used present language basically. I know, that's present. There is something that's present that makes you, okay, that's a cause and effect thing. Feel good, that's present. But if I put that in a structure in a sentence, you're going to get that feeling. The real important part is that when you have something, even though you may not know all of the solution to what you're going to do, like your project work, you're going to do a project of some sort. There might be something in the sequence of running that project that you may not know. You may not know how to do accounting, for example, let's say. Well, we have to get something in there so that you're either going to hire somebody to do that part in your project, or you're going to go learn how to do the accounting in your project, blah, blah, blah. So there are some things to know about. But the easiest thing to know, if you have a youngster and they're going, I have to go to school tomorrow, but I don't know how I'm going to do on the test, try this one out. Say, I'll tell you what, go inside your mind. Did you study? Let me ask you a few questions just to double check. Yeah. They studied and here's the answers. Great, no problem. But that doesn't prevent them from not being anxious or having a little anxiety about the test. Okay. So once you know that they got the test, they got the information in their head, because that's the one thing to check. Say, let's go to already finished. You already did the test tomorrow. You're finished. It's the end of the day. How'd you do? They go, I did great. Here you go. Then have them look back towards the present and say, look at all the things, look at how you answered the questions during that test. And then have them take the test the next day and see how they do. This is because of how we run our brains, especially in terms of time. I know more people that worry about things that never even happen. They're not going to happen. And that takes up space and energy in your brain. So, people, look at the people when they're going to get married. They're going, oh, I'm so nervous. Why are you nervous? You're already committed to the thing. You're going to say, I'm going to marry this person. I'm going to stay with them for the rest of my life. What are you worried about? Well, I got to make sure nothing goes wrong at the wedding. Well, okay. Let's go to past having already been married. Now you're done. Take a look at it. Everything work out pretty good? Because we can create our own problems. We're real good at that. We're humans. We can create our own problems. We can create our own excuses in advance based on, who knows? I've sat in more business meetings where I hear people say, well, that'll never happen. I go, how do you know? And they go, well, we tried it out in the past and it never worked. I go, maybe I need a different plan. There's always a way of doing things.